If you or your loved one is impacted by diabetes and have questions, the Barbados Diabetes Foundation has the answers.
It's always easier to reverse diabetes, certainly control it properly and avoid complications if you at least know that you have it.
But it's just again to re-emphasize the importance of good diabetic care. And diabetic care involves really almost every part of the body. So it's your feet, your heart. But again, we're coming back to what our main focus is at this time is the eye care.
The Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren, St. Michael, is your source of diabetic care. You can reach them by calling 243-EYES, 243-3937 for more information.
Wait, what time it is, Skipper? It's 9 o'clock in Barbados and throughout the Eastern Caribbean. And right now it's time for you to open your ears and also your mind, as it's time for 15 of the healthiest minutes you will ever hear on your radio, VOB 92.9 FM, with the compliments of the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, and Republic Bank. The power to make a difference. Good morning to Larry and all our Larry friends. This is Peter Boyce here. How is everybody feeling this Saturday morning? Are you feeling blessed? I know Larry's feeling blessed. You feeling blessed, right, Larry? Well, I can guarantee you that everybody listening to this show, by the end of it, it will be guaranteed that you will be feeling blessed. Keep listening and you would know what I mean. A term that you've been hearing a lot of these days is, I want my mother. Well, this is a show that you will not only want your mother to listen to, but also your father, your sister, your brother, your uncle, and all your family members, especially if they are diabetic or pre-diabetic. This show comes to you every week almost like a public service with the objective of dispensing health information to keep you healthy. If you are thinking of top quality international diabetic care, the one place that you should be thinking of is the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren, St. Michael, out behind Maurice Gibson Polyclinic. That's where you should be headed. If you're looking to get diabetic eye screening that has finished at the BARB office, I hope you went there. But if you didn't go, the good news is that it continues Monday to Friday at the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. Screening your eyes for diabetic retinopathy is something you need to do every year. Not every other year, not once every 3 years, but every single year without fail. So call 243-3937 to make that appointment. And then, you know about vascular screening, right? You know about that? That is where if your feet swell up and thing, and you can't get your foot in your shoe, you might have what Bajans refer to as bad circulation. Get yourself down to the Maria Holder Diabetes Center for a vascular screening here. Call 243-3937. So BART members get a discount off of this vascular screening and off the eye screening as well. So that's something that you will want to take advantage of. You will also find food nutritionist Victoria Cox at the Diabetes Center, who can give you correct, cogent food information to keep you healthy. If you are diabetic, don't go about any and every place taking advice from anybody. Next thing you know, you health impacted. Go to the professional people who know, and that is the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. Because when you have diabetes, you have to be very careful. And the thing about this diabetes, right, is that it doesn't just impact on adults, it also impacts on children. And when it impacts on children, it is even more important that you look after their welfare, including in the schools. So who looks after children in the schools? That would be the teachers. We will now hear from UWI Head of Department of Clinical Sciences and Consultant Pediatrician at the QEH and Clinical Manager of the Ian Woosnan Type 1 Diabetes Registry Project, Dr. Michelle Lashley, on diabetes in children and how teachers and the schools can support the children who have diabetes and are in need of care within the school system.
We recognize that children spend about 35 to 40 hours a week at school during the term time. And children with diabetes might need help taking care of their illness, even though they may be generally self-sufficient. Once the child is diagnosed and goes back to school or starts a new school, the parents should let the school know about their children's diabetes and how much the school is willing to participate in the care when they're at school. Unfortunately, in Barbados, we do not have school nurses in our public schools, but we are still very fortunate by having school-based social workers and guidance counselors who can assist parents in navigating the maze to which diabetes may confuse the school environment and to liaison with their teachers. So parents really do need to work with the teachers, the staff, the school administration to provide this, what we consider to be a safe space for the children to take care of their diabetes and to ensure that they are supported and included. So all children who have diabetes, and we're particularly referring to those who might need to have medication at school, and this is often the type 1 diabetic on insulin, no matter how independent they are, they still need the support of trusted and caring adults and the school themselves. So if the teacher knows that there is a child with type 1 diabetes in school, whether it is for all of the day, part of the day, or only for one class, there are some simple ways that the teachers can assist and help. First of all, the teachers and staff need to be aware of what diagnosis is or learn a little bit about the illness. There are resources that the healthcare providers can provide to the schools if needed. The teachers need to be familiar with simple things like the signs and symptoms of when blood sugars are high or when blood sugars may be low and how to manage in an emergency. And they should be familiar with the students' individual plan or how they manage their diabetes during the day so they can give some day-to-day support if required. Now, during the school day, the children often bring their own supplies to school, and this will be supplies to monitor their blood sugar. They'll be sometimes bring in extra food or supplies if their blood sugar is low, and the teachers should ensure that these young people, youth and children, do get access to utilizing their little diabetic kits if needed for emergencies, and for the younger child, ensure that they do attend and eat their meals and snacks on time. They should have a good communication with the parents at the beginning of the school year, because that way the parents can give the teachers an idea of how children will be managed during the day and what kind of information they should send back to the parents if there's a problem. And that's what we're talking about when we say they should have some individual care plans. So an individual care plan is usually a short document that might just be a letter to the school, or it might be some information that the teacher will be aware of when the child may have to take the medication in school, or if there is a particular problem, how the parents should be contacted. And all parents' responsibility when they send a child off for the school day is to ensure that the teachers have the kind of information that they'll be able to contact parents if there is a problem during the school day. This may mean just something as simple as their blood sugars have dropped quite low, or that they think that their blood sugars are unusually high, and they should have a contact emergency number. Some of the children will consent and should wear some kind of emergency bracelet or necklace or tag, so that if they are out of the school compound, perhaps with a new teacher, that they are able to contact the parent if there's any emergency. During the school day, this also means that the office should always have an information on how parents should be contacted. So the teachers would need to have this information updated every school year. Now, during the school term, children and youth in school have the right to be supported in all this care, and they should not be excluded from any activities. Once the parents are aware of what the teachers are planning, particularly like outside activities, they may need to send additional snacks or foods or advise the teachers how their child may respond in a specific situation. But just because they have diabetes should not be excluded generally.
Thank you, Dr. Michelle Lashley, for that important information, the kind of information you only hear exclusively on this show. You will hear more from Dr. Lashley in the coming weeks, so make sure and keep listening. But right now, it's time for our song of the day. And I promise you at the beginning of this show, remember that those of you who weren't feeling blessed this Saturday morning, that you were going to feel blessed by the time we were finished.
Brothers and sisters, lend me your voices.
Here is the reason why. From Crop Over 2023, a song that will not only make you feel blessed, but will make you dance and sing and improve the circulation in your feet and other places. Compliments the Maria Holder Diabetes Center and Republic Bank. This is Stiffy with I Am Blessed. Get up and dance. I know Larry gonna be dancing because Larry feel blessed.
Come on, come on. So let me go now. How you feeling? How you feeling? Come on. Play it on. I am blessed.
Book your vascular or ABI screening test today by calling the Maria Holder Diabetes Center 243-3937.
Though I walk through the valley of death, I fear no evil will come to my head, cause he leads my path, hate the righteousness, so many weapons that form, can't cause no stress, cause I am
The Maria Holder Diabetes Center.
feel the power, feel the power, feel the power, feel the power. I am blessed, blessed, blessed. How you feel? I am blessed, blessed, blessed. How you feel? I am blessed, blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed, blessed. Come on. I am blessed, I am blessed, I am blessed, I am blessed. Everybody, I am blessed, blessed, blessed. Everybody, I am blessed, blessed, blessed. Everybody, I am blessed, blessed. Come on, I am blessed, blessed. I was blind, but now I see. I was lost, but he rescued me. My path was dark, but now we get lighter. Cause I say my presence unto the Creator. Cause I am blessed. How you feel? How you feel? How you feel? How you feel? Blessed glory. Come on. I am blessed glory. I am blessed glory. I am blessed glory.
We now welcome to the show a patient of the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, Miss Dacia Moore.
Thank you for having me. I have had diabetes for just about 8 years now. I got it when I was really young. I just say it impacted my life pretty big, especially going through school and stuff. It was quite difficult back then. Being in school, the children, nobody is really educated about diabetes. All everybody seems to think is that you eat too much sugar and you can't do this. Everybody thinks it's limited to like one category of things, or it would be hard to watch the other children enjoy a lot of other things that at the time I didn't know I could enjoy myself. So that was the biggest challenge for me.
What did you learn from being a patient of the Maria Holder Diabetes Center?
I learned that diabetes, don't limit yourself. No, it is not the end of the world, and that you can do everything a quote-unquote normal person can do, and as long as you have a good support system, you'll be okay. I utilize the diabetes specialist nurse, the podiatrist, the nutritionist. There's also a psychologist there as well, and of course the doctor. The staff there, but it is really nice, and they're supportive, and they help me through a lot of my problems. They taught me about calorie counting, learning how to balance my meals so that I can still enjoy the sweet things and everything else that, as I said, quote-unquote, normal people can enjoy. They help me not to be insecure about having diabetes. It's something that I have to live with, and to love myself, to be confident in everything I do.
If you are looking for an institution that's dedicated exclusively to the management of diabetes in Barbados, that offers a range of services that caters to both diabetics and pre-diabetics, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren St. Michael, is the answer for you. Whether it's diabetic eye screening, podiatry, or vascular screening, you will receive a level of service and treatment that exceeds any you might receive regionally or internationally. So if you are listening to your radio right now and need to make an appointment or need more information on any diabetic issue you might have, make that call now at 417-5980 or 243-3937. The last 15 eye-opening minutes you heard on VOB was brought to you of the compliments of the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, and Republic Bank. Until next time, remember, your health is your wealth.
Did you know nearly 1 in 5 adults in Barbados have diabetes? Did you know diabetes is one of the leading causes of vision loss in the world? Regular eye screening can save your eyes. Contact the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program today at 243-3937.